Hey, welcome to another adventure in old code. Today we're looking at something called Skin. I have my suspicions, as to what this is. So let's have a look at Skin. Where is Skin? Skin is not on here. Skin. There it is. This looks like some more drawing. All right, let's have a look. Skin. What does this have to do with skin? It looks like a book cover. What are all those circles and lines and craziness? Who did this? What was the point? There must be some purpose behind it. No, there does not need to be purpose behind any of this stuff. So I guess the goal is to figure out what in the world this was for and try and figure out who made it, why they made it, why it's called Skin. Okay, well, let's try running it one more time. It's so slow at the beginning. It's orange and then all these gray dots come in, I presume randomly, and then it's just a bunch of circles and lines. Some of the lines look like they're emanating from the center of circles, and sometimes they're just all over the place. Most of them are gray, but there's some white lines in there. What in the heck is going on? Okay. One more time. Just give this to me one more time. I saw lines coming from the circle centers. See, there is lines coming from that circle center in the top left. But this time there are more circles. But there's still 3 white lines. Goodness, this is bizarre. Okay. Well, this is one of the more mysterious programs. Declare sub stitch. Screen 12. So this is 640 by 480 pixels. The random number generator, and we're randomizing the timer. Dim shared a thing, 1 to 500. Again, this is a placeholder for some graphics pixels that we're going to draw on the screen and grab a portion of the screen and insert it into this variable. And then we're going to run stitch. And stitch is that, which you see at the top left corner. This is one of the stitches that was going down the center of the screen. So that's nice. We draw it once, and then we're going to copy it many times. So let's see what this is all about. We're going to draw there. We'll put in a sleep there. We're drawing here. So nothing too terribly much going on. I'm putting sleep so we can see each thing get drawn with a break. So first we draw this rectangle, then we draw the right part, then we draw the left part. We call that a stitch. Okay, that's a stitch. And then we get it. So we're drawing, starting at pixel 3010, we're drawing left 5 and then down 1, right 5, down 1, left 5. So yes, this is a rectangle that's 3 pixels high, but we're not making a box. Instead, we're drawing across the horizontal, moving down 1 pixel, across the horizontal, moving down 1 pixel, and across the horizontal in an S pattern, if you will. And this creates a rectangle that's filled up. Okay, and then we're getting it. The lovely get command, 20, these little few pixels. The image itself is not very big, so whoever wrote this program, and it's a toss-up between my brother and myself, I still don't know. 1 to 500, we could have probably got away with less than 1 to 500. We didn't know what these sizes meant ever, so we just made that second number big enough so that QBasic wouldn't complain at us, because if you make it too small, let's say we only made it 50, oh, that worked. Okay, well, clearly if I only made it, oh, I made it 55, whoops. If I only made it 5, yeah, QBasic says illegal function call. You cannot fit that portion of the screen inside your array. That's only 5 elements. So how many is that? That's the coordinates of the screen are 20 to 35. That's 15 pixels horizontally and 4 pixels vertically. So 15 times 4 is 60. So there's 60 pixels worth of screen that we're grabbing. QBasic must do something fancy where, this massive block of pixels is all the same color, so I'm only going to save it once or something like that, which is probably why we can get away with going only 1 to 50. But when we did this back in the day, we didn't really know what that number meant. We just kept increasing that number until QBasic stopped complaining. And then we just figured out that if you just said 1 to 500, it worked in most cases, so we just left it at that. Whatever. Okay, so okay. So we've drawn our stitch, we've gotten it, we have a rubber stamp now we can use. Clear the screen, and we paint the entire screen color 6, which is a disgusting brown color. Fantastic. This is way over. What is going on with the tabs here? Okay. No, that's still not right. This is not in any loop. That should just be like that. Oh, the tabs are all messed up. Because this needs... this needs to be like that. There we go. Oh, code is unreadable when it's not indented properly. Something our teacher was always pretty strict about, and we could never figure out why. But the program still runs. But he couldn't read it worth anything if you didn't indent it properly. And yeah, sometimes it's about the journey, not the end result. Okay, for IMM equals 1 to 7,000. X2 and Y2 are both random numbers between 1 and 150. X3 and Y3 are random numbers between 1 and 620 and 480. So X3 and Y3 are random coordinates somewhere on the screen. Okay? More or less, because your screen width is 640. But your X2 and your Y2, those are coordinates. I can only assume they're coordinates, but they're for a much smaller box, 1 to 150. Okay, whatever. This is improperly indented. Okay, we have to get this variable called blotch, random between 1 and 7. Okay, what is blotch going to do for us? And remember, we're doing this 7,000 times in this loop, so these numbers will get chosen again 7,000 times. Okay, so blotch is randomly between 1 and 7. Now, if it was chosen to be 2, oh, I missed X and Y up here. Oh, what? Okay, so just X and Y are 6 80 for 20. I'm assuming that should have been 640 for 80 to cover the whole screen. This is going to be a bit wider than the screen and a bit shorter than the screen, but that's okay, whatever. So that's a random pair of coordinates. Then x2, y2 is a random pair of coordinates. And we have a third pair of random coordinates. Got it. Okay. So if blotch was 2, then we're going to p-set x2 plus x and y2 plus y. We're going to put a dot on this new coordinate where we add the coordinates of x and y to x2 and y2. That's going to be a gray dot. Okay, so this turns out to be a random dot between like 2 and 830? Huh. And y2 is between 1 and 150, but then we're going to add y to it, which is between 1 and 420. So it's going to be between 2 and 570. These coordinates are way past the screen, okay? Oh my word. Okay, so if it was 2, then you're going to put a gray dot randomly in this weirdly defined rectangle that encompasses the screen. If it was 1 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, all right, if it was anything else, then what? Then you're going to what the heck is going on? If it was anything else, then you're going to use your third pair of coordinates. What? Okay, first of all, if you're going to choose a random number between 1 and 7 and you want one of them to be special, why would you choose the number 2? Okay, whatever. That's fine. But explain to me how this is even necessary. I'm going to end the program after we do this loop 7,000 times just because I want to see what's going down. Now this is going to, 1/7 of the time it's going to use this funky rectangle, and the other 6/7 it's going to use this last coordinate. So what if we just, like if I comment all this out, there, so those lines with apostrophes are ignored. We're just gonna use that third coordinates. Now what? Oh yeah. Oh right. What I wanted to see is what in the heck is the difference between those two cases. So this is the case when x was not 2. That's the distribution you get. K looks fairly decently random. I'm going to get rid of these sleeps here. This is weird. Okay. So let's comment this out and instead choose the special case where blotch was 2. We're just going to force it to do this all the time, all 7,000 times. Okay. Oh. Let's run it again. Now it's not on the screen. So x and y are chosen randomly before the loop begins. And that coordinate is going to define where that rectangle, that smaller rectangle. So now the rectangle is in that location. So that's the reason. because I was reading it. It's this random, the second coordinate added to the first coordinate, but the second coordinate gets recalculated, a new random number every time through the loop. X and Y are fixed throughout the duration of the program. So that's what's going on. So we're creating this box of congested dots most of the time. As see here, you can see way at the right edge of the screen. Okay, so that's weird. Okay, so let's see if we can see that when I put everything back to normal. Let's see if we can find that rectangle. There's going to be random dots everywhere. Yeah, I don't see a rectangle. I don't see the smaller rectangle. I hope you guys can even see the dots. This is terrible contrast. Okay, whatever. It looks like because we did it anyway, we also could have done if blotch is not equal to 2 instead of checking for all that. Okay, whatever. That'll do the same thing. Oh my goodness. Like, who cares? I still don't see the rectangle. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm not sure what that rectangle, magic little rectangle was supposed to do, but it's there, but it's not really visible. Okay. That's where we ended the program before. Okay. And then after we draw all those dots, then the x3, y3 gets another random values assigned to it. Now for design equals 1 to 22. Ay. Okay, x2, y2 are random coordinates. X and y become random coordinates. So this time x3 and y3 are fixed. x2 and y2 will change each time through this next loop. Diam, I'm assuming diameter for a circle, is randomly between 1 and 80. What? Is randomly between 1 and 3. Okay. So if what equals 1, then we're going to draw a line between the two random coordinates we chose in this loop. And it's going to be 8. Got it. Otherwise, if it was 2, we're going to draw a circle at the coordinates, that random diameter. Otherwise, if we chose 3, then we're going to draw a line from x, y, the first set of coordinates, to the third set of coordinates. And this is how we get those lines emanating from the circle center, because x3 and y3 are fixed. We're drawing a circle at x and y. Oh no, that still doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, okay. So x3 and y3 are fixed, and we sometimes draw lines from a random coordinate here to our fixed x3, y3. So these lines are all going to be emanating from the same point, x3, y3. And then after the loop, we draw a circle at x3, y3. So that takes care of the circle with the lines coming out of it. Okay. So there's going to be 22 of these lines. Well, 22 times we're going to randomly pick these things. So 2/3 out of the 22 times we're going to draw a line, and 1/3 out of the 22, so about 7, we're going to draw a circle. Then there's going to be another circle. So there's on average going to be about 8 circles. Okay. Man, this is confusing. Then X and Y become our fixed coordinates again. And we're going to randomly draw a white dot this time, color 7. These are cracks. So these are our 3 white lines. We're going to... Oh my goodness. We're going to choose random direction. Now, in the draw command, as we've stated before, there are 8 directions: up, down, left, right, and then the diagonals. So he's decided, I'm just saying he, because I don't know, it could have been me. There's nothing really to really pinpoint it down. I think it's my brother because of the variable what, but whatever. So he's defined 16 different ways you can draw a line, all 8 ways with 40 pixels, and then all 8 ways with 65 pixels. So you can draw short lines or long lines in any direction. And this is just going to be random. Oh, man. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, and this is why those white lines were always connected to each other, because they're just parts of draw statements. Oh, sorry, my phone is doing weird things. Okay, and then at the end, we're going to draw a line from 306 to 309. Okay, so a black box. The BF stands for box fill. 0 is color black. We're going to draw a skinny black rectangle down the bottom of the screen. Then for stitches equals 1 to 460, step 10. Every 10 pixels we're going to put a stitch down the center. That's it. Weird. What in the heck is this for? I think I see the rectangle this time. It's sort of center bottom. That is weird. I don't know. I'm genuinely confused. Really, really confused. Okay, well, this has been an adventure, no doubt. This looks like the that desert in what is it, Peru? The lines on the desert that make the big figures. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, this is just mesmerizing. Okay, whatever. Thanks for joining me in this adventure in old code. Hopefully we'll be able to have something a little more interactive next time. And hopefully that won't be too far in the future. So thanks for joining me. Have a nice day, and we will see you next time.